everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be doing this video because I'm going to be sharing with you my absolute favorite recipe. Now, I wouldn't say I'm a foodie, but we have done some pretty amazing like food stuff, like eating at a chef's table, things like that. My husband loves to explore new foods, but I have to say, this is probably one of the best things I have ever eaten. And I just happened to come across this recipe on an accident, and it is a winner. So today I'm gonna be showing you how to make BA's best bolognese, and this is the absolute best bolognese. This is what we're gonna be doing for our Valentines. It's both Andrew and my favorite thing. So I thought, why not show you, because it's not that hard, super delicious, and a great thing that you can just freeze the sauce for another day and have a decadent dinner whenever you would like. I just want to let you know we have doubled the recipe, so the ingredients on the recipe are the single serving, but I'm going to be rating you the double serving. 2 celery stalks, 2 small carrots, 6 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 2 pounds of ground beef, 6 ounces of pancetta, 2 cups of dry white wine, 2/3 cup of tomato paste, 2 bay leaves, 4 cups of chicken stock, 2 cups of whole milk, 2 pounds of tagliatelle, 4 ounces of Parmesan, plus more for serving. Those are the ingredients. Let's get cooking.
Step 1 in this recipe is you're actually going to be cutting up your celery and carrots. Now, this recipe actually calls for onion, but I hate onion. So at this time, you would be cutting up the onion as well, and you're gonna create something called a mirepoix. And it's basically where you take these 3 ingredients, in my case 2 ingredients, and you are going to finely pulse them in a food processor, or I have a Vitamix, and then you are going to want to transfer that to a small bowl and set aside. Step 2, you're going to heat oil in a large pot over medium heat, and I like to use my Dutch oven because the enamel works really well if things get stuck to the bottom. I just find it's the best for cooking. I've used a stainless steel pot when making this, and by far the Dutch oven does a superior job. So you're going to heat the oil over medium heat, and you're going to break beef into small clumps, and you're going to season this lightly with salt. Now you're going to cook, kind of moving it occasionally, but you're not going to want to break the meat apart, and you want to wait until the meat is browned but not crispy. So it's 6 to 8 minutes, and it may be underdone. That's okay. You're not going to cook it fully. You just want a little pink center, and then you can use a slotted spoon to transfer into a medium bowl and set aside. Step 3, you want to wipe out your pot, and I saw this cool trick from Andy on BOLOGNESE where you just take a little tongs and some paper towel and wipe it out. You want to get all the grease from the ground beef out, especially because you're going to be cooking the pancetta, which will yield a lot of grease, and you're going to cook this over medium heat. I actually cut up my pancetta into smaller bite-sized pieces. You want to stir the pancetta occasionally until it's released the fat and gets crispy, and it takes about 6 to 8 minutes. And at that point, you are going to add your mirepoix, in my case the carrot and celery, and you're going to cook until the vegetables are very soft and it's beginning to stick to the surface, and this takes about 6 to 8 minutes. You're gonna want to pull it off, but believe me, this is a really important part in developing the sauce. Step 4, we're going to return the beef to the pot and pour in the wine. And now we're going to reduce the heat to medium-low and cook, just smashing down the beef with a wooden spoon. Yes, Andy says to use a wooden spoon. Definitely something that I was unfamiliar with because I really thought you weren't supposed to use a wooden spoon with raw meat, but apparently this is key. So you are going to smash it down because we are looking for a sloppy Joe consistency. So cook this down until the wine is evaporated and the surface of the pot is starting to look more dry and the meat is finely ground. This should take about 15 minutes. And then we are going to add the tomato paste, our bay leaf, and cook, stirring occasionally. And we're still going to be pressing down this meat, but we're looking for the tomato paste to darken, and that could take around 5 minutes. Step 5, we are going to pour our stock and milk into the pot, add a little bit of salt. We're going to reduce the heat to the lowest setting and cook. Uncovered, stir it occasionally, and we're just looking for the meat to tenderize. This should take about 2 to 2.5 hours. So I went ahead and made this yesterday, but I let it sit overnight. I scraped off some of that extra fat on the top, and then I'm going to let it simmer all day. I felt like it was still too liquidy, and if you do this ahead of time, it really allows the flavors to develop and it tastes even better. Here I'm measuring out some Parmesan, about 40 ounces for the sauce that I add in. Now Andy from Bon Appetit adds it in at the end. I missed that and I added it in before.
My finger hit the cheese. What did I do? No! Oh my gosh. Okay, well thankfully we have more, but it was an accident. My finger just like hit the button. Okay. Oh.
Now here we go, we're cooking the pasta. We want to liberally salt that water, and that is something that if you watch Bon Appetit, you kind of are appalled with the insane amount of salt that they use, but the cooking liquid from pasta water is what they say liquid gold, and we will be using that if needed in our sauce. So we're just going to cook it. The package says 9 minutes, but I actually cooked it to 7 to make sure that it could still be transferred into the pot of sauce and not be overcooked and mushy. Using tongs and a spoon, I transferred the pasta out of the water pot, the pot that it was boiling in, and I put it in directly to the sauce. And so you don't need to worry about getting that liquid in there. You want that salty, starchy liquid to go into your sauce to help with it. It just adds a deeper flavor, I feel. And then I'm just mixing around until all the pasta is covered and coated and just absolutely beautiful.
Okay, dinner is ready. I changed my shirt because the other one was white and I just feel like that's a disaster waiting to happen. It is, okay, this doesn't look beautiful. Okay, I tried to do like a pretty nest. Oh my gosh, it smells so good. My mouth is literally watering. I'm also gonna put my hair up because eating this like pasta with your hair down.
I'm gonna cut myself off right here because I just ramble on, but I wanted to say this is literally the best pasta dish I have ever made. You don't have to take the 2 days to make it. You can actually though make it up to 4 days in advance, but if you do the 2.5 hours, it will still be absolutely incredible. You definitely want to try this. Well, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing and liking this video, and I will see you again for another one. Bye.